Hello, hello. There we go. Hello, hello. Okay.
Oh, forget. All right, forget the headset. It doesn't work. Can you hear me okay, Ollie?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why my headset microphone is not working. I can hear, but it won't let me talk. So, we'll just do it this way. I'm here. Oh, okay. No, I sent a text, but didn't hear anything back yet. Are you watching the practice right now? Okay. Oh, okay, great. If you go to settings and hit share your screen, then I can see what you see. There should be a little gear icon on the bottom, kind of towards the left, but not all the way to the left. Oh, on Discord, sorry. Yeah. Well, this is just so I can see what you see. There's a little gear icon on the bottom next to the microphone and little headset icon. So you click on that, and then it should say, well, maybe, I thought that's where it was. Oh, I'm sorry. So there, above that, there's like the turn on camera, share your screen, and a little rocket thing. Yeah, it's right in the middle there. Yeah. Yeah, I just need to see the desktop so that we're seeing the same thing. So let me see. Great, now I can see. Excellent. And of course, we see Nick Romano because he's always out front. Oh, okay. All right. Uh-oh. He's already redecorating his fenders. Hello. Oh, there's the Rito. Looks like he's moving pretty good there. Oh, there's everybody's favorite chicane at the end of that long straightaway. So who's that at the top of the leaderboard? I can't quite make it out.
What's that?
Who's at the top of the leaderboard there? It looks like ML, maybe? Milburn. Oh, wow. Sean showing him leading the pack there. No, Sean, how it's done. See if he can do that in the race. Yeah. Well, you know, this track is so long. There's you know, there's corners obviously, but there's not that many corners compared to the size of the track. So, yeah, I mean, you really got the few corners that are there. If you don't get them absolutely right, then your whole lap time is going to be off. So everybody's doing a good job there. Yeah.
No, it's just us. It's the three of us. Yes, I can see it. But we're. I know. I'm working that out right now.
Oh, okay. Is there an alternative way for me to see what you guys see?
You're gonna see what I see. All I
Oh,
need
okay.
Ollie, all I need you to do is just live stream what you are seeing when we get to the race.
Okay. Sounds good. Yep.
Yeah.
No problem.
So basically, what we're gonna do is I will control what you see, Ollie, and then James will just be watching what I do. But it looks like we're gonna be coming to the end of practice here.
So Ollie, you can stop your screen share if you want. I'm not watching it now. Since we're gonna do something else. I think Thomas is gonna share, and I'll watch that.
We have to wait until we change over to the race.
Yeah.
Well, practice is ending anyways, right?
Yeah, just talk. TJ's gonna do the screen share so I can see.
Yeah.
It's still gonna.
Oh wow, looks good, Thomas. Or TJ. See really well.
Yeah. Just waiting for the
Okay.
invite.
I guess we're ready to start soon now.
So what were you? What have you been streaming? Just the practice?
Yeah. Hey, oh, TJ, are you going to be talking to, or are you just going to be directing?
No, I'll be talking. I'll be talking.
Okay, because if you are, can you either speak up more or turn up your microphone up or something?
Yes, I will talk louder.
Okay. Or maybe bring the microphone closer or something?
It's about as close as it can get before I start putting it in my mouth.
So Ali, since I'm not using a headset, if you start getting some feedback, let me know, and I'll have to try something else. All right, great.
Okay, well, looks like we're ready to go for the start of this race.
The fear of losing is far greater than the fear of being hurt, and that means that you've very much got to weigh up your opponents to see where they are, and you're wheel to wheel with these guys. If they're in a strong situation, their car is running well, and you're both in a good position, at that point it's like playing high-speed poker. All you can do is try and gauge the profile of your opponent right, and hope that you've hope you come out in front of him.
Guys, are you there?
Yep,
I'm
ready
here.
to go.
Okay, I guess it looks like we're getting ready to start.
Getting ready for round one of this virtual season again. It's good to be back.
Hello, my name is James, otherwise shortened to Jagu in the game. Welcome to our 2023 season.
Awesome, great to have favorite
it's a
track
Yeah.
tour.
it's a good
Yeah, this
kickoff
is a
to
huge
the
field, so this is really going to be an exciting race. I think we're like double the field size of last year.
Yeah, and there are a lot of fast drivers today. Oh my God. There are so many fast guys.
All right, so with the random grid here, it looks like I don't know who that is in first. We got Andy in
Oh,
second
CHR.
here.
That is Chris Evertson, who is not using his name. That's the problem. It's for us.
We got Andy Chittum up here in second, Rito Bowman in third, Roger Maeda fourth, Brandon Hodges up there in fifth, Michael McCulligan sixth, Alton Worthington in seventh, Colin in eighth, Austin Walker ninth, Sean Milburn 10th. I don't know this one either. Another person not using their name. Tristan. I'm going to need some help pronouncing that.
Corey Visto.
Charlie Frank in 13th.
Therese.
I think Therese in
Yeah.
14th. Tom Petrie in 15th. Daniel Mitchell in 16th. Reza Arsham in 17th. I don't know this one either.
Calvin.
Calvin, 18th.
Calvin Levy.
Oh, that's Calvin. That's right.
Griffin Stroll in 19th, and Nick Romano bringing up the rear all the way back.
Wow,
to
Nick in the
20th.
back. This is going to be exciting. I can't wait for this.
Keep your eyes on Nick.
This will be an interesting turn one. It's so sharp, and you got to come almost to a stop to make it around that corner. So it's going to be interesting to see if anybody in the back ends up the torpedo.
Yeah, this turn one is really going to be the make or break for a lot of people here. You just want to survive that and hopefully survive that run through Eau Rouge on lap one, and then it should be smooth sailing after that.
Yeah, it's such an interesting track with all the drafting, the long straightaways, and really not that many turns for the size of the track. So you really got to get all the turns right.
Getting ready to go here. Now keep an eye on these BMWs. Oh, there's already chaos in the back. Oh, man.
No.
But Chris Everson charges to the lead. Wow, awesome.
Now a lot of these BMWs. Oh, and there's contact there between. Like it was Dan and somebody else. We go back up to the front here. Now
It's like they made it to that tight corner.
Oh, more
Impressive.
contact in the back.
Oh no! Chaos there. Oh no! Petrie, well, at least he got it rolling again.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage. It's going to be a big recovery there.
Yeah, and with this high speed, any damage to your body is.
Oh, that was Petrie. Oh, who's this? Who's the Racers 1698? We don't know.
Oh, they lift their nose. Want a free nose?
Looks like Therese also got into it a little bit. Now back up here in the front. Now these BMWs really have a huge advantage off the line. They get the best start, the standing start out of all of these cars.
Those front-wheel drives are corner like you wouldn't believe.
Milburn here is threatening to pass Chris there.
They're really putting the pressure on.
Oh, there
And
we
it
go.
looks like he's going for a move.
Well, this combination of corners, if he can get up inside something, next one. Looks like it didn't quite work out that way this time.
Rita dropping a wheel in the background there. Move a little bit further back. It's like Charlie Frank chasing down Rita Bowman for fourth.
So where's Romano? Is he already making his way to the field here?
So Nick,
Tenth.
yeah, we're all the way up
I
to
know,
10th.
it's taking long.
Yeah,
Looks like he really survived all the chaos. That looks like a pretty clean car right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's looking for the holes.
Yeah, right behind it is Resident.
Oh,
You just
somebody
jinxed
got
it.
turned. Who is that?
Looks like he managed to dodge it again.
Tristan gets turned into the chicane.
Tristan got lucky.
And through that, Nick gains 4 more positions.
Up to 6 now. Wow.
Now this,
Yeah, that
it looks
turns
like,
for the launch on that long straightaway.
oh, and while we're distracted by all the chaos, Andy Chittum is taking the lead. With
Andy,
Milburn with the big slide coming out of Eau Rouge.
Last guy is sliding. Oh, he's going right in the middle of the
Oh,
two.
3 line. Oh, I can't look. I gotta look.
Oh, no,
contact.
don't do that.
Oh no!
Oh, somebody
And
went
Andy-
off. Oh, another one went off.
Oh,
and-
no, was that
good shot.
Andy? Oh, and Milburn got turned too.
Looks like Andy's held on to third.
Wow, these guys are being aggressive early on.
You gotta be careful in this game. It's so aggressive.
Well, yeah, I mean, the high-speed nature of this track, any body damage can be pretty bad for your top speed.
Yeah, the Renaults especially, if they get any kind of damage on the nose, it really shaves the mile per hour off the top speed.
The other interesting thing about this track is it's almost like Daytona in the sense there's so much drafting going on. I mean, the straights are so long, you can get a heck of a run on somebody. But if you don't have a drafting partner, again, you can be left behind too.
It's like Daniel Mitchell trying to find his way around. Oh,
somebody
another.
went. Oh no!
Who's that? Charlie Frank. Oh my gosh, that's so
look at
much
that poor
damage.
car.
He's not going to be coming back from that one.
So, Ollie, do you happen to know a good body guy who can help him out?
Yeah, especially at a high-speed track like this. Yeah, once you get body damage,
Looks like Brandon Hodges moving up to 9th place here. Also another one that looks like he's pretty survived the chaos pretty well here. His car looks pretty clean.
So, look out, it's Rito's in 2nd place, Nick Ramon in 3rd.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, Rito's really hunting Chris right now up in the lead.
Hey, he's coming.
Yeah, Rito's driving up no. And Nick is on his right.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost a sitting duck if you're in the front row because that slingshot at the end of the straightaway.
Looks like he made it stick.
Now Nick's gonna get past down here. He's gonna get past on the straightaway. It's still gonna be a draft.
Yeah, that Renault probably gets a slightly better run going through Eau Rouge. It's a little bit more stable, and then like you said, he's gonna be getting that draft going down the straight. But it looks like Reza going for a move on Rito.
Oh, they made it work.
Rito losing a couple places at the beginning of the lap. Still 23 minutes left.
This is such an interesting corner right here. It's so long.
Or less than 3 seconds apart.
This is a really tight battle. Still 23 minutes left.
Yeah.
And this is what we get to see as Nick goes for a move for the lead.
Nick's all over. Wow.
Couldn't quite make it stick, but it's 3 BMWs up front, really fighting hard.
Yeah, Rito's
Killing some
Which that
cones.
really favors those BMWs, I think. The straight line speed. BMW.
sticks his nose in on the inside of Nick. Oh, there's on the inside. Going for it. Nick's on the outside. Passes them all on the outside.
Is that Sean Milburn recovered from his accident, is still in this fight for the lead. This is incredible.
These 5 guys are incredible.
Oh, all of these drivers are amazing. They're so good. And he kind of got hung out to dry.
Let's see, anybody goes for a move here. Thinking about it.
Aggressive here. He's drafting, planning.
Interesting to see what happens at the end of the next straight here.
Now, oh, very wide. Oh, Chris.
No. What was that?
That was Chris. Into the wall. That's a lot of damage.
Okay, so
Now,
now we have
not to take anything away from the lead pack, but this battle back here for 6th, 7th, and 8th is getting really close. Yeah, Andy.
There's battles everywhere. There's too many to follow here. It's fantastic.
Andy's kind of leading the next group. That beautiful orange open. It's hit by Daniel. A little tap. Rubbing is racing. This is touring cars after all. Now it looks like something may have happened to Rito and Sean Milburn. They've dropped about 5 seconds back from Nick and Reza up in the
It's like lead. Nick and Reza are in front, right?
Yeah, Nick is leading. Reza's back about a quarter second.
And once you miss a draft and that move back, it's not hard. So back up and let's see if they can pull it off.
Now, see these guys.
So it's such an interesting track.
These guys.
It's almost like an oval in some respects. There's so much drafting going on.
So these guys have 6 seconds on everybody else. If they're smart, they're going to just work together and not crash into each other until much later. Right?
Well, yeah, but
As
that's
we
if
see-
they're smart. These are race drivers after all.
And of course, they're not listening.
As we see Nick almost blowing the chicane and Reza sideways coming out of it.
If you see Reza's hood, it looks a little mangled there from my point of view.
And it looks like it might be okay.
Oh my
would
god,
be,
okay, maybe it's just my screen.
I would be surprised if they have 0 damage at this point, considering all the chaos that we've seen so far. But Ali, like you said, it's just if they're smart, they will get out in front and they'll just follow each other.
Yep.
Maybe play some leapfrog, but really just try to work together. There's still 18 minutes left. You don't want to take any chances yet.
Yeah. The key right now is to not have a bunch of cars on around you. So you just have one other car around you. Just work as a team. Work your way up.
Yeah, really, they should be bump drafting each other, kind of Miata style. Right.
It's like Nick going for the move again. Now back here in 4th and 5th, it looks like Rito Bowman and Brandon Hodges having a little battle for 4th, trying to get up to those podium places.
So is everybody still in the race here? Have we lost anybody in all that carnage? It looks like everybody's still rolling.
It looks like everybody that's had damage has either dealt with it accordingly or come into the pits and tried to get some repairs going.
Hey, why is it red next to Charlie Frank's number 9? What does that mean?
I believe he has a penalty. may have.
I think that's the least of his problems looking at his car right now.
Yes, I suspect he may have jumped the start, but we don't. Unfortunately, we don't have a replay of that right now. We can't check. But it looks like we can run through the field real quick. Obviously, these guys up at the front, cars are looking pretty clean. As they still fight for that position. Like you said, James, these guys are racers. There's no working together.
Yeah, they just can't turn it off. The mentality of a racer.
Sean Milburn back here in third, trying to hold off Brandon Hodges.
Yeah, this looks like one of the better battles, right? Milburn, Hodges.
Yeah, Brandon's
Yeah,
really
again,
going to
these two
be.
should be working together. If they're bumping draft each other, perhaps special back there.
Brandon's really going to get a good run through Eau Rouge here, and he's going to have a chance to really close that gap coming into the next corner.
So what about the back guys? What about, do we have only 16 cars left, or there's no more than 16? Is that it?
It looks like there's 17 cars, so we saw
Who's 17?
Andy fighting for 7th right now. Daniel looks like he's
Yeah,
getting
Michael
around the track.
McCulligan's really doing well in this race. He's having a good race so far.
But all
Yeah,
by himself, yeah. This actually, he likes being by himself.
You know, sometimes staying out of trouble is just the name of the game.
Yeah.
You know, when you have such a chaotic start to the race, everybody crashing, you know, even if you're kind of in the middle of the field, he still has a chance to make up a lot of positions.
Now, what's the teammates to Michael's car that was a couple positions ahead? Was that Michelle driving the other Ibach car?
Checking. Maybe whoever it was may be out of the race. I don't see another Ibach car right now. See the
Wow, Petrie's car is mangled. Even the roof is messed up.
hard to believe that stayed on its wheels.
There's an straight panel on there.
You know,
How do you even
the nice thing is we have that second race coming up after this, and you have a chance to kind of make up what you lost here.
Yeah, I heard they all brought the whole field brought their backup cars, so they should have pristine cars.
Hey guys, what up front? Looks like Reza has a 2-second lead. Wow, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Something happened to Nick.
I wonder if maybe Nick messed up a corner or something, or blew the chicane.
Well,
Hard
now
to
Nick's in
imagine
real
that.
trouble. If he loses that draft, he's going to have a heck of a time catching
Yeah,
back
without
up.
the draft, he's not going to be able to catch Reza unless Reza makes a mistake.
Yeah, he's too far back here. He's really going to be hoping for a mistake from Reza.
Yeah, of course, Reza's praying for the checkered flag, but there's still 13 minutes left.
Yeah, it never comes quick enough when you're in the lead.
Yes, tell me about it. I've been in this
Wait.
position.
I have too. And when all you need is that one more position, the race just ends as soon as possible.
Yeah, usually at this point, I'm looking at my fuel gauge and thinking, I'm not going to make this. I need to check the flag now.
It looks like Brandon Hodge is getting pretty close to Sean Milburn here for that third place.
What about Chittum? He's in the big pack with a bunch of cars, right? He's in the same.
He's a couple seconds, about a second and a half behind Calvin, I believe, and then Chris is the break behind that. Still chugging along here in this slightly tweaked BMW.
Well, it's amazing that after those chaotic first few laps, that the cars have separated themselves a little bit.
Now this is
Yeah, it
really
seems like-
the battle right here.
this-
Everybody's separated except for Brandon Hodges and Sean Milburn.
Wow, these two guys. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's kind of settling in their own pace here.
This is the battle for third place.
Yes. See if Hodges goes for a move going into the chicane. Looks like he backed off a little bit, playing it smart. Oh, as
somebody went out,
Sean
he went
Milburn makes a mistake.
Oh, no! Oh. It's so easy to do that straightaway leading up to that really tight chicane. It's so long.
Especially, you know, when you're being pressured so much by the guy behind you, and you try to push it in just a little bit more than last time, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, Hodges is really good. He's not someone you want to see.
Hey, TJ, we have a comment saying, can you turn down the engine noise and increase the commentary noise? Can you do
That would be on your end. You have to do that.
I'm not sure how I do that. Because if I do that, I think I'm gonna, I need to get out of this and then kill the, we have to do that on the next,
We will adjust it for the next race. How about that?
because it will kill the light.
Look at Hodges open up the gap after he made the pass. Wow, that's impressive.
Looks like Andy Chittum back here with a little bit of a battle as Calvin locks up going into the turn after the long straight.
Well,
We
everybody
will
knows
adjust
Andy
it
is
for
the
the next
madman.
race. How about
So
that?
if you see Andy, peek out. Look at Hodges open up the gap after he made the pass. Wow.
Looks like everybody's
impressive.
really Andy Chittum back here with a little bit of a battle as Calvin. Oh, a big
Whoa,
mistake by
that-
Calvin. Almost contact made.
Wow, Andy barely made it by there.
Now, Nick Romano still in second place, but he's holding on to that gap. It hasn't really opened, but it hasn't closed.
Yeah, once a gap opens up, it's really hard to close it up. Especially once you lost that draft. It's not going to be easy.
Now, Nick Romano.
Coming up to that chicane, I believe, at the end of this straightaway here. Interesting. See how Nick handles that. Oh, look at that! So nice and tidy. Oh, we kind of kicked it around.
I was just thinking it is a 30-minute race. It's possible that he's going to be saving a little bit of tire just to make that push for the lead at the end of the race. But looking at the way he just went through that chicane, I'm going to say that's probably not the case.
Yeah, I think he's going for it. He is fast sideways though. So.
We see. Looks like Calvin getting a little bit close to Andy again. And Daniel back here in 8th. Getting close to Chris in that slightly used how did they phrase it on the Craigslist ads?
Yeah, I think he's well used. He is fast sideways.
Never driven hard. Only highway miles. Getting a little bit close to Andy again. And Daniel back here in 8th. That's very much a highway miles BMW that Chris has here. Slightly used. How did they phrase it on the Craigslist ads? Doing a great job holding on to that position as long as he can. Considering never driven hard, only highway miles, getting a little bit close to Andy again. Like on the straight line back there, top speed is really going to very much a highway mile BMW that Chris has here. Slightly used.
Interesting to see it. Good run.
How did they phrase it on the Craigslist ads? Doing a great job holding on to that position as long as he
You
can.
gotta keep your nose
Considering never driven hard, Only highway
In the case of that one driver who lost some race cars,
on the straight line back there. Top speed is really gonna very much the highway rank of the bumper dangers. Still holding on to the top 10. How did they phrase it? Craig
TJ, something
doing a great job holding on to that position. As long as he
You
can.
gotta keep your nose
Considering that
clear.
driven hard. Only highway
In the case of that one driver who lost some race cars,
on the straight line back there. Top speed is really gonna very much the highway rank of the bumper dangers. Still holding on to the top 10. How did they phrase it? Craig
TJ, something
great job holding on
We
to
get
that
a report, so we lost our
Long as
audio.
he
You gotta
can.
keep your nose clear.
Considering that driven hard. Only highway
In the case of that one driver who lost some race cars,
on that straight line back there. Top speed is really gonna very much the highway rank of the bumper dangers. Still holding on to the top 10. How did they phrase it? Much damage. Craig
TJ, something
great job holding on
we
to
get
that
a report, so we lost our audio. You gotta keep your nose clear. Wheels crashed
driven
over.
hard. Only
So in the case of that one driver who lost some race cars,
on that straight line back there. Top speed is really gonna very much the highway rank of the bumper dangers. Still holding on to the top 10. How did they phrase it? Much damage. Craig
TJ, something
great job holding on
we
to
get
that
a report, so we lost our audio. You gotta keep your nose clear. Wheels crashed over. It's like a giant step. So in the case of that one driver who lost some race cars,
on that straight line back there. Top speed is really gonna very much the highway rank of the bumper dangers. Still holding on to the top 10.
So what's the lead reference number?
Great job holding on
We
to
get
that.
a report, so we lost our audio. You gotta keep your nose clear. Wheels crashed over. It's like a giant step. So in the case of that one driver who lost some race cars,
on that straight line back there. Top speed.
well, this will be interesting. I don't think it's held up in track. So what's the lead reference number? We get a report, so we lost our audio. You gotta keep your nose clear. Wheels crashed over. It's like a giant step. So in the case of that one driver who lost some race cars, well, this will be interesting. I don't think it's held up in track. So what's the lead reference number? We get a report, so we lost our audio. You gotta keep your nose clear. Wheels crashed over. It's like a giant step. So in the case of that one driver who lost some race cars, well, this will be interesting. I don't think it's held up in track. So what's the lead reference number? We get a report, so we lost our audio. You gotta keep your nose clear. Wheels crashed over. It's like a giant step. So in the case of that one driver who lost some race cars. All right, teacher, my audio is too funky. So this will be so what's the lead reference number? We get a report, so we lost our audio. You gotta keep your nose clear. Wheels crashed over. All right, teacher, my audio is too funky. So this will be so what's the lead reference number? We get a report, so we lost our audio. You gotta keep your nose clear. Wheels crashed over. All right, teacher, my audio is too funky. So this will be so what's the lead reference number? Is that Andy there with him? All right, that's good news. Sorry about that, folks. Glad we got that fixed. So Andy is a multi-time champion of different classes, Speccy 30 and I think touring cars. No, I think. But he's fast.
It looks like Nick Romano possibly getting held up a little bit by traffic.
Is that Pete?
That is limping that absolutely destroyed Renault around.
It's amazing this thing's still running pretty good.
Yeah, I can remember a couple times my car looked like that in the first season that we did.
Oh.
Really pushing as hard as he can to try to catch Reza. Unfortunately, only a minute and a half left in this race. I don't think it's going to happen unless there's a big mistake made.
One more lap right here. So.
Never give up. That's Nick Romano's motto. So he'll keep trying to the end. You just never know.
Looks like Andy and Calvin still having a little fight back here for 6th. Not quite close enough to make the move.
I'm so impressed that Calvin's holding off Andy. That's not an easy thing to do.
Really see the effects that this race is taking on the tires right now. Everybody going wide, everybody outbraking themselves, trying to squeeze every last drop of performance.
Well, if you're gonna win against these guys, you can't leave anything on the table. You gotta throw it all, lay it all out on the line, as they say.
Brandon Hodge is the next to try to get around that damaged Renault. Looks like Nick possibly using up a little bit too much of his tires as he's slowly dropping further behind Reza. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this will be the final lap right now.
Yeah, it should be. We should see the checkered flags.
It's like Reza just out of sight.
There he is.
You know what Reza's thinking? Let's just hang on to it. Let's bring it home.
Now, Calvin still pushing. That car is so dirty. This is what you would expect by the end of a 24-hour race. But that looks like he tried to use it as a lawnmower and not a race car. Reza here coming to the line. Flash of the headlights.
Congratulations.
Taking the first win of the season. With Nick coming in second and Brandon Hodges rounding out the podium.
Great job by these guys. And it's interesting that I'm sure it's no coincidence that all these cars are very clean.
It's a testament to these guys' racecraft to know that this is what it's going to take.
You know, it's really amazing that you got Nick and Reza both started in the back, in the very back, and they're the two front first cars. That's amazing. And those tracks.
Looks like Andy Chittum ended up beating out Calvin here for 6th. Charlie Frank.
Oh, boy, that car looks fast. Oh my gosh.
Really beat up BMW, but wasn't quite able to hold on to a top 10. But considering everything that car has been through, I think 11th place is a strong performance.
It's remarkable that thing is still going.
Still has 4 wheels. I'm impressed with that.
I think Roger Maeda was the one of the cars that flipped over that we lost, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't see him on the list anymore.
Because I think we had 19 cars started.
Well, there sure was some chaos in the back of the field there to start.
Here we have our finishing order. See Reza taking the first win, Nick Romano in second, Brandon Hodges third, rounds out your podium.
Well, congratulations to those top three, because that was an eventful race, and all of them really earned it.
Yes, definitely. And Sean, too, for fourth place, considering all the action that he saw.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Rito had a good finish too. Impressive.
So can you see them finish 17th or lower? This is all we have. Or we have to wait till the race is complete.
If anybody retired, all we can see is who's left.
Well, Tom Petrie did pretty good. He thought he was going to be last. He's not last.
Considering everything that happened, I think 14th is not.
We should be very happy with that.
Oh, looks like Charlie Frank. I'm gonna guess that was a jump start. Looks like he finishes with a 20-second penalty.
Yeah,
drops him down to 13.
Boy, that hurts. After all that, they're probably
Baldy, do you think we might have time to get a word in with Nick between races here?
I believe so, yes.
I want to hear about his charge through the field, because that was really something.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I think we'll just talk to the top three here.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to have another random grid for the next race. It'll be interesting to see where Reza and Nick start.
Definitely, yeah. Well, if history's a marker here, they'll be in the back. Seems like they're always in the back.
Yeah, it never affects Nick though. The guy's so fast. Speaking of Nick, I think we got him on here. Nick, how did you go through the field like that? That was really something.
It's good to be back. Well, there was a lot of chaos, which is no surprise because it's the first race back since for the new series. But yeah, both Reza and I basically just did the same thing because we both started near the back. I think I was actually the back. And so there was, I think, 2 cars that just didn't move off the line. I know one of them was Colin. He had a problem with his VR. I'm not sure what the other one was. So there was some chaos right there. And then there was a couple other shunts here and there. And so I was just able to keep my nose clean and get through them. And Reza did exactly the same thing. And we just sort of slowly but surely, safely made our way up to the front.
It looked like you were doing pretty well, and towards the end of the race, you started to fall back a little bit. Do you think you overused your tires?
It wasn't the tires, so I made a mistake. I don't know the numbers of the corners of this track, but it's a pretty quick right-left, maybe 3/4 of the way through the lap. And I made a mistake. I turned into the left too early, and I got some of the bollards to the inside, which kicked me out wide, and I got into the dirt. And while saving that, I moved my steering wheel too fast, and my old junky Logitech belt drive wheel lost center. So it took me a while to reacclimate to where it was. And in fact, it was so bad that the upshift button, which is supposed to be at 3 o'clock, was now at 10 o'clock. So my shifting was totally backwards. I found out that I could just use my H pattern, so I started doing that. And eventually I got my pace back, and then Reza and I were doing like literally identical laps for the rest of the race. I couldn't catch him, he couldn't get away, but there was just a big enough gap that I couldn't get back into his toe.
Pretty incredible finishing second, considering the real life mechanical failures that you're experiencing.
Yeah.
So,
it's
Nick,
just,
did you
just like real
kind
life.
of follow Reza through at the start there? Was Reza making the hole for you, or was it the other way around?
It was the other way around. So I started in 20th. I didn't actually notice when I passed Reza, but I'm sure he just got held up in some chaos that was happening. So I ended up in front of him, and then he just followed me through all the way to the front.
Nice.
Well,
Teamwork.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
well, good luck for the next one.
Thank you.
Reza, I hear you.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that was something else.
congratulations. You got the first win of the season.
Yeah, that's a big
Up in
monkey off my
some-
back, I guess. Always good to start the first race on a positive note.
So how was that fighting with Nick? Because it looked like you guys were really close for about the first half of the race. I can only imagine feeling that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Nick is obviously we've driven against each other before. He's very fast, so I knew he doesn't make very many mistakes, and you got to be on your A game to beat Nick. Yeah, on the start, I didn't really go anywhere. I ended up falling back, and it was actually a good thing. There was a stalled car in front of me, so I just braked for every incident, avoided everything, and I think I was like 10 or so seconds behind, and then the last of the car still moving forward at the start, but I figured I'd rather get through the first couple laps with no damage, and then I was just kind of slowly working my way through, avoiding the incidents as they were happening on the first lap, and then I found I was behind Nick, and I was thinking, okay, this is great. He's gonna work his way through. I'll just kind of, follow him through, see what happens, and then we found ourselves at the front of the race, and I knew it was a long race. We had 30 minutes, so I didn't want to press anything. I was just gonna content to follow for a little while, and then there was a small little mistake, and he went a little off track, and then from there I just tried to hold the gap. The toe on this track is incredible, so if you can break the toe, and then after that we were just doing the same lap times. So yeah.
Well, congratulations again on the first win.
Thank you.
Hopefully you can replicate it again in the next race.
I don't know. There's a lot of fast drivers and a lot of people out for revenge, I guess, after what might not have been a good race. So, yeah, we'll see.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, Brandon. Tell us about that third rounding out the podium there. That's some good points.
Yeah, definitely. I was chasing Sean for the longest time, and I was planning on passing him, but I just made a mistake, and he kind of gained a gap on me. But then he made a larger mistake than me, and I found my way past at the final chicane. But yeah, after the first lap incident that I got part of, I was just happy to be where I was. I hit that curb outside of the chicane after the large straight, and it just shot me up. I was staring at the sun for a little bit, and then I came back down on my four wheels, and I was just like, all right, let's get back into it.
Yeah, we saw a lot of carnage at the beginning of the race, and I thought I saw you get into an incident, maybe a few other people, but by the end of it, you guys had some really clean cars.
Yeah, I don't know how I got out of there without any damage, because I was on the most inside part of that corner after the large straight, and I don't even remember what happened. I was just sideways and on the runoff. You'd have to tell me what happened.
Well, it looked like by the end of the race, you kind of worked your way through, picked a lot of people off, and really ended up getting a decent finish. So
I was just happy to keep it facing the right way.
Good to hear. Hopefully you can do that for the next one.
Thanks.
All right. So as we get ready for the next race, that was a lot more chaotic than I would have expected.
Really, I think that was pretty much what was expected. I think.
Well, that's about as clean as these guys get.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I guess to be fair, it is touring cars. As we know, in touring cars, if not only is rubbing racing, but if you're not rubbing, I would say you're not racing either.
Okay. So
Well, everybody is so good that you can't leave anything on the table. You got to go for it, or you're going to get slaughtered by these guys.
that is a good point. That's definitely true. You can't take it easy. I've tried the take it easy method, and yeah, it doesn't. It seems like somebody will hit you no matter what. So you better just
Yeah, you just get run over at that point.
Yeah, the best way to go is what Reza and Nick did, which is to get away from everybody else, and hopefully build a gap so nobody can touch you.
Yeah, but a real, I would say a real testament to Nick's skill level is the fact that he had those issues with the wheel and still, held on to a second place. Really didn't lose too much time. I'm gonna be really interested to see how it goes if he doesn't have any mechanical failures. Maybe he can get a win in this next one.
Okay, so what's everybody waiting for here?
They're remaking the session as we get ready for race 2.
All right, so Oli, you think the drivers are using this time to get their heads screwed back on straight?
Yeah, they're changing. They keep changing the names of the race and the lobby and all this stuff. And okay, I think we're back now.
Well, anything done live is never an easy thing to do.
Yes. Okay, so let's go down to starting shortly.
So, do we ever figure out who Racer 1698 is?
No, but hang on, let me ask. Hang on a second, let me ask. I just talked to our chief technical officer. That person is Ben Ho.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
New
okay.
entry. Wow, I didn't even know that.
All right, well, I'll make a note of that. So
Yeah.
instead of calling him Racer, call him by his name.
Yeah. Who else was there that we didn't know who it is? Who's a baguette? Who's a baguette?
Oh, that's me. That's my Steam name.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about that.
I'm getting hungry, but just listening to you, watching you. As long as we
Let's
don't
see,
have a butter person, we're good.
Oh, so who is our favorite uncle there? Uncle.
That's Chris
Ali
Everson.
said that was Chris Everson. We had, who else was there?
Callie Slay is Calvin.
I think that
Uncle
was
Christatos.
That was Chris Everson.
Yeah. And who's Coolin MC?
That's Colin, I believe. That's another one of Nick's friends.
Can these people be told to change their names?
We will remind them for next week.
Yeah, Colin. Okay, well, I'm making a note of these people so we can yell at them for next time.
Follow the rules.
Yeah.
It's too technically challenging for us drivers.
Okay, so we just basically have that Colin guy, which I don't know who that is, and Ben Ho. Everybody, and Uncle Chris. Those three.
Looks like they're still trying to work out a couple last-minute technical difficulties before the start of the race.
So, Ali, how many races are we planning on having this year? Do you know?
Are we talking real races or are we talking virtual races?
Oh no, here the virtual races.
10.
10. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
5 days, 2 races each.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty good season.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of virtual or real season, don't forget anybody watching that this is the United States Touring Car Championship that does run the real season. So definitely check that out alongside the virtual stuff.
Yes, we actually had one of the racers messaged us and said, "I'm sorry, I can't join because I'm working on the real race car." So,
So when does the real season start back up?
real season on the West Coast starts on April 15th, 16th in Las Vegas.
Very nice.
And I believe, let me see, the East Coast race starts a week later, 22, 23 of April in Summit Point, West Virginia.
Well, the actual series goes to some really iconic tracks. Like we go to Sonoma a lot and Thunder Hill. Those are really some.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laguna Seca.
Yeah,
They're really some awesome tracks.
I believe this year is going to be the first time we go to Watkins Glen.
Oh wow!
I think that's.
I will be sad to miss that.
Oh boy, that's a dangerous track.
It's one of my favorite tracks.
Really? Yeah.
When it comes, at least never been there in person, but when it comes to the virtual stuff, I can usually do pretty well.
Well, virtual is a lot different, but if you have to pay for your car, that's not one of my favorite tracks.
Oh, that little problem called paying to fix your car.
Yes, one of my good friends actually cost him, I think, $40,000 or so in damage at one race because because somebody gave him a punt, and so yeah, it could get pretty bad.
So what is it about that track? Is there just not enough runoff? Or?
Yeah, it's just guardrails everywhere.
Oh wow. Sounds kind of like those European street races where there's houses on the sides of the street. So if you go off, wind up in somebody's living room.
Yeah, back road rallies in Finland and whatnot, where there's no catch fence; it's catch house, or better yet, catch tree.
Well, the thing is, most street races also are like that, right? They have, there's concrete everywhere, but generally in most street races, you don't go that fast, and the corners are tight. So you hit something and you just get some small body damage. But at Watkins Glen, it's fast and there's no runoff. So,
I've been told in the past that the walls around the street course, if you were to put a wall similar to that around any other track, you would probably get just as close. But when the wall is actually there, it really changes the way you look at it.
Yeah. I'm sure it does. Okay, so we've played with the audio, so I'm hoping that the people listening and watching us, that this has been improved. So here we go. Charlie Frank on pole. Holy boy, that's awesome. And who's number 2? Oh, that's Ben Ho, second place. And number 3, we don't know. We don't know that person. Colin who?
Griffin Stroll in 4th. Reza Arsham getting lucky up there in 5th. Rio Bowman 6th. Tom Petrie up there in 7th. That's a good position to make up what was lost in the last race. Andy Chittum in 8th. Austin Walker 9th. Nick Romano halfway better than he was in the first race.
Yes. Now see there. Okay, who's this? This is Daniel Michel is the teammate car to the other Ibach car.
Oh, to Michael McCulligan.
Oh, they're starting off next to each other, 12. I think.
Yeah.
Chris Evertson in 13th. Sean Milburn 14th. Roger Maeda in 15th. Therese in 16th. Alton Worthington 17. Brandon Hodges back here in 18th. Calvin 19th, and Tristan, how do you pronounce that again?
Koivisto.
Quivisto in 20th.
Okay. Well,
Looks
awesome.
like-
Wow,
20
Calvin's
cars.
starting deep in the field this time.
Looks like Brandon gonna have some work to do to get back up to the front. Sean is kind of in the middle. Like I said, Nick is halfway better than last time.
I keep an eye on Sean. My pick is he's going to come to that field pretty quick.
I'm gonna be really interested to see if Charlie Frank starting up here in pole position is gonna be able to run a clean race this time as we get ready to go green.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens now at the start.
Keep your eyes on the back of the field. That's where the action is.
Looks like
There
a
they go.
good start.
Good start by everybody. Okay, there's nobody upside down yet. That's nice.
Little bit of contact as we see. It looks like
Oh, Colin, a
Tom
nice
Pete-
move on the
Tom
outside.
Pete-
Was that
getting-
4 wide through there?
getting sandwiched a little bit going through the first turn.
The meat
Nick
in the
Romano,
sandwich.
4th place, from 10th to 4th by turn 1.
You know, these BMWs are just essentially cheating off the line.
Jeez.
Being the only rear-wheel drive car gets such a strong launch. Oh, as we see somebody into the wall in the back. Who
Oh,
is
that
that?
was a hard hit.
Is that? I don't know who that was.
Oh, I think that's Roger, isn't
Colin.
it? Maybe.
Colin.
That's the
Colin.
only Mercedes
Oh,
in the
man.
field right there.
What a bummer right at the start.
Looks like back up here in the front, Charlie Frank losing that lead.
Oh, in the dirt.
A little bit of contact with Ben Ho.
Was that Ben Ho? that was
Breaking
in
the
dirt?
sand there a little bit.
That's gonna move Nick up to 3rd already.
Charlie Frank, 2nd place. Great job, Charlie.
Griffin Stroll up here in 1st
Yes.
with the name of the game with that clean BMW.
Yeah, he's just thinking, run while you can. Run!
Yeah, well, the problem for Charlie is he has Nick on his butt. So
That is a tight battle for those podium
3
places.
BMWs, bumper to bumper. And here comes Nick.
So is that Sean in 13th? I'm surprised he didn't get a better start.
Yeah, that sure is. Might have probably been involved in some kind of collision. Well, Charlie's car looks a lot better this time.
Yes. Man, those body repair guys do really good work.
Yes, they're magic. Oh, Charlie drops back to 4th.
Reza's coming in a hurry. He's coming.
He's
Yeah.
gotta be careful.
Looking for the move around the outside. It looks like there. What a fight for the top 5 right now.
Oh, he's gonna stick it on the inside there. Let's see what happens. I think he's gonna get him though.
Almost a little bit of contact with Charlie Frank. It looked like. We see
Yeah.
some people in the pits here, maybe with some damage.
Oh, Chris. Uncle Chris is in the
Chris.
Koivisto in the pits.
Austin Walker
And
missing
Austin Walker.
a whole front bumper. And,
Oh,
Michael McCulligan with a
Oh.
very damaged car.
Jeez, poor car.
Looks like Rito Bowman really took some hits too.
Well, that's what we call Rito Mr. Excitement.
Looks like Reza trying to get around Daniel Michel here. Great
Wow, is that
defense.
Romano in 2nd place? Ooh, he's coming in a hurry.
Yeah, Nick Romano about 2 seconds back from Griffin Stroll up there in the lead. He's really going to be looking for that lap time. And in his position right now, he's just going to want to put in qualifying laps.
He's got to open the gap up to Reza because Reza is so fast. You got to open that gap up while you can.
Reza's
Well, Reza's
stuck
kind of held up a little
behind.
bit.
He's stuck behind Michelle there, so he can't go this.
I mean, that could be the race winning, move there. It's just opening that gap up.
It's like Andy pushing it pretty hard. This is really what you have to take advantage when there's a battle going on behind you, and that you know they're going to be slowing each other down. That's the time when you don't want to make any mistakes. You just put your head down and you just push as hard as you can, just trying to find all the lap time you can.
This is interesting here. So is it just me, or it looks like the BMWs are kind of grouped together and the Renaults are kind of grouped together this time?
Yeah, Reza looking for that pass. This is some great defense from Daniel here.
Yeah, I think he's trying to set him up to pass him into straight away. They've closed the gap to Nick too a little bit. There he goes. He's gonna go.
That's a risky play.
No, you got to get him in the straightaway, draft him and get him in the straightaway.
He has a great opportunity for a draft here.
Yes.
We see Daniel blocking that inside.
The inside.
No hesitation with what he wants to do, but it's not enough.
Great move. That was just
you're sitting duck with that draft.
Now, a few places back, I would like to point out we have Ben Ho looking for that 7th place from Petrie.
Yeah, Petrie's looking really good. And the car's looking even better.
Yeah, a very stark contrast from the last race.
Yeah, definitely.
It's nice to see that he's kept it together this time. Nick Romano up here in 2nd place, half a second. He's making it work.
Griffin's doing an awesome job maintaining that.
Yeah, he is, but he's kind of a sitting duck there with the draft. I mean, you almost want to be the 2nd place guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Straightaways.
Imagining the pressure of having Nick Romano behind you is that alone could be enough to cause a mistake.
Well, I think just like what James said, wait till the straightaway for the draft.
See, the smart thing from Nick here would be to just pressure Stroll and just wait for a mistake. And Reza looks like he went a little deep there. Held on to 3rd. But if Nick here can just keep the pressure up, there's still 22 minutes left. That is, we call these races sprint races. They're 30 minutes, but when you get down to it, 30 minutes can feel like an eternity.
Well, there we go. Nick's setting him up.
Yeah, I think he's going to get him by the end of this long straightaway coming up here. After this set of corners. It'll be very hard to hold him off.
Perfect gap to really get that good run, but he might be just a little bit too far back.
Wow, amazing that there was no...
Oh, wow, he held him off. I'm impressed.
That's really impressive. How did he do that?
Looked like Nick kind of pinched that last corner there a little bit in the exit.
Oh, going around the outside.
Oh, he's going for it. This corner is so long. But actually, if you can hold the outside, the next corner is to the left. You got the advantage.
He's holding on to
Now
it.
here comes Reza.
Oh, a little
and
bit of
Michelle.
contact. And you see how much the gap closed behind
Yes,
them.
exactly.
They're fighting for the lead. They're fighting for the lead, and they may both lose it.
Yes, and oh.
This is such a tight battle for first here. As they almost
Reza
push
gets
each other
stuck his
through the
nose in.
corner.
Now Nick's got to make the most of this. The time that Reza's stuck back there, he's got to run.
Now we really need like picture in picture here, because there's
Yes.
another battle going on a few positions back. We see Brandon Hodges trying to get into 7th place here.
Yeah, this is pretty good too. This is with Hodges and Petrie and Ben Ho, correct?
Yeah, Charlie Frank behind Hodges.
And I think
I like the paint job on the back of Ben Ho's car. It's so distinctive compared to the rest of the cars.
And who's driving the German colored car, the German flag car?
This one or
The
Charlie
this
Frank?
one. Yeah, oh, that's Charlie Frank. Okay.
With a nice, again, a nice clean car this time
Yes.
as well.
Oh, so up front looks like Reza and Nick are starting to pull away.
So Nick has about a half a second now. Reza's gonna have a draft going down the straight here, though. This could be dangerous for Nick.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what happens.
Nah, Reza's too far back. You got to be closer.
Well,
He's
yes,
gonna
but
gain a lot of time, though.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
saw how
But
he made
Reza-
that draft work last time.
he may want to just hang back there and wait till a little bit later in the race because you don't want him to draft you back.
Correct, exactly, yes.
All these 4 BMWs up here. As we see in the back again, Hodges made the move work. Slowly working his way up the field, looking for following Andy Chittum here. Is he going to go for it? Decides against it. He's got the headlights on. I suspect he's trying to get in people's heads a little bit, get that little distraction. That might be all you need.
You look in your mirror and you see a mirror full of Hodges. That's pretty distracting all by itself.
I can attest to that. I've been there many times. Reza looks like getting really close here, 1/10 of a second.
Knowing Reza, I think he's going to go for it. But if it was me, I think I'd want to hang back there a little bit longer before I make my move.
Yeah,
Just
I'm with you.
because I don't want him to draft me back.
Yeah, I think they should pull away a little bit more, build up another second or so.
Playing it safe as we see Nick definitely isn't. With the perfect over-under.
It'll be interesting. Nick's got the inside, but
I think Reza
Gotta get that launch off
will
the
get a
corner.
better run down the
Yeah.
hill here.
This could be it.
He's gonna want to hold that gap and get him with the draft going down the straight here.
Oh, Reza a little sideways, lost a little speed. Michelle is coming back now on the charge on Reza. It's going to be a three-way fight there now.
yeah, Daniel's he's coming. Defending there can be kind of risky because the next corner is still wide.
Reza makes it. Oh,
not a quite.
oh man, these guys are just driving side by side around the whole track at this point.
Oh, wow. Nick is not
Oh,
giving
Reza's
this
going to
up.
have the advantage in the next corner.
Okay, now he's got it.
What an incredible battle.
Boy, these guys are just in a different league than me.
This is really something. 4 cars that close, and that's awesome.
It looks like Brandon Hodges back here also. There's so many battles. I just want to watch everything. Brandon makes the move up to 5th.
Ben was doing fantastic to hold off all those Chargers for as long as he did.
Yeah.
Now back up at the front, there is not there's half a second between the top 4.
Oh.
Oh, Nick got back to the lead there.
Yeah,
huh?
he did.
Yeah, I think they're going to go back and forth. Unless somebody makes a big mistake, they're just going to go back and forth over the lead here.
I mean, this is just one BMW at this point. This is just a very long BMW. Oh, some contact between Nick and Daniel. He pushes so hard going into the chicane. Luckily, just barely able to hold on to it.
And Reza says, "Thank you very much. I'm out of here."
It looks like Griffin Stroll took 3rd place as well.
Quite a wiggle out of the corner there.
Yeah, Reza's car seems to wiggle a lot out of it.
You know, I believe he calls that he's fast slideways.
It just looks like he's not using all the track.
What do you think, Ali? Is the dog wagging the tail or the tail wagging the dog?
I think the BMW is wagging its tail.
Wow, that was an aggressive move.
Yeah, it was.
Just holding on to it there.
Oh, it's going to be fun to watch.
Again,
just go back and forth.
I'm gonna get tired of saying it, but there's the battle back here is still raging hard. Big contact!
Holy cow!
Andy Chittum upside down.
Good job.
Wow, Andy's putting on a show there. Wow, that was quite a ballet movie he had going on
we
there.
we cut in that scene just in time.
That looked. I want to say that was Calvin got into the back of Andy.
Yeah, somebody forgot to brake.
What? Oh man!
I had no idea a sedan can or a hatchback there can launch like that. So does he get the award for the best flip of the race?
Yeah, best impression of a bird, I suppose. We see. Looks like Calvin looking for a move on Charlie Frank. Couldn't quite make it stick. Now Reza pulling out a lead as well. He's a little over a second out on Nick Romano in 2nd.
Yeah, 2nd is huge.
Oh, that's dangerous. Reza, once he checks out, oh boy.
Especially with these guys fighting in the back.
Oh, doing stuff like that.
This is really gonna afford Reza the time to just kind of walk away and just, you know, you guys have at it back there, and I'm just gonna drive my car and just take off.
So Chittum is still going, but he just lost like 10-15 seconds, huh? Looks like.
Yeah, he's got some pretty heavy damage. That's going to be hard to keep that up.
The fact that his car is still rolling after that impressive maneuver is really something.
It looks like maybe Calvin made a mistake back here. It looks like Petrie got around him.
Oh, the two teammates are neck and neck. So which one's Petrie? Is Petrie the one in the front? Yeah, in the 20.
Yes, with the green mirrors.
Yeah, okay, I didn't notice the mirrors. Okay.
So, Ali's talking about Andy's incident there. You know, you ever seen the monster trucks where they kind of flip in the air a few times and land on the wheels and keep going? It's kind of like that.
Okay. Oh,
It's like we have
somebody
Alton
in the
Worthington
pits.
in the pits. Oh,
Wow, the two
That-
teammates are really going at it now.
you know, these guys are all, as I say, all racers at the end of the day. They're gonna push as hard as they can for any position that they have a shot at,
So much for the
teammate or
team and
not.
teammates.
See, looks like Nick Romano kind of starting to try to close that gap. Still hanging out around a second, but he has a little bit of breathing room behind him.
Yeah, Reza needs to have Michelle close up the gap a little bit to slow down Nick.
You know, we see a second gap, maybe a half a second gap. And for these guys, that is so much breathing room with the way that they've been running.
So we have somebody making a comment about how there seem to be a lot of BMWs here. So who's our the highest position non-BMW at the moment?
The highest non-BMW looks like it's going to be Ben Ho here in sixth place in that Opel. And I think
these front-wheel drives may struggle here, but I think when we get to the other tracks that are a little bit tighter, it's going to swing the other way, so it should even out this season.
Yeah, I think so, because the Renaults actually were quite quick last year. So.
Yeah, the Renault is a bit of an easier car to drive. You know, the BMW being the only rear-wheel drive car that we have in this series. It gets a fantastic launch off the line, and it definitely has the power down the straights. But it can struggle in the turns a little bit, and we'll see that later on in the season.
Well, what seems to be usually what's happening before was the Renault was quick, but it would chew up its front tires, so near the end of the race it would slow down.
Yeah, and the Renault is like I said before, it's heavily affected by any small amount of front damage. I think I saw in the background Andy Chittum getting passed by Sean Milburn. It's very sideways coming out of Eau Rouge. That is not the way to do it. That's what we like to call a code brown. It looks like does Sean Milburn have a little bit of damage as well? Looks like he may have gotten rear-ended earlier in the race.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Milburn so far back. He's so fast. Something must have happened at the start that messed him up.
A battle here between looks like Calvin trying to catch Charlie Frank. Charlie Frank trying to get around Ben Ho here.
Ben's making his car really wide.
Yeah, so in the previous seasons, on the subject of the BMWs, the previous seasons the Renault tended to do very well, and I know a lot of the guys that had driven the Renault in the past opted to try the BMW this time just to change it up a little bit. So we ended up seeing a lot more BMWs than we have in the previous seasons.
Yeah, we sure have. There's been a lot of BMWs this year. Definitely the most popular car.
This is just fantastic to have so many entries. I mean, this is really amazing to have such a large field.
Big contact.
Charlie Frank.
He's trying to make Ben do on Andy there.
Well, good thing
Now
he
that-
backed off a little bit.
That looked like Calvin blew the chicane, and then Charlie hit Ben and just pushed him right on through. Oh, as Calvin hits Charlie.
Oh
Are they gonna?
Oh no!
no! Oh, he's gonna get tagged.
Oh no!
That's disappointing to see.
Yeah.
You know, it's that blind corner. You just can't see anything as you come around the hairpin.
So, Ollie, I got a question for you. Does the back of your car have a lot of grip when it's on top of the nose of the car behind you?
I think in this series here you need the Renault with the shorter trunk because it seems like a lot of people are running into you.
Well, Nick is coming. He's
Nick is
closing that
coming.
gap
He
up, it
has.
looks
I
like, a
just
little bit.
noticed that. Yes.
He's definitely within drafting range, which, it's absolutely critical he doesn't lose that draft.
Yeah, he still has 5 minutes. That's all. That's plenty of time to make this work.
It looks like now that, except for the front here, the grid is kind of spaced out a little bit. Might have a couple more battles to check out
Well,
before the end
still
of the
have the
race.
battle between Calvin Milburn, for 7th.
Yeah,
Sean
Sean with a little bit of damage, but still pushing really hard to try to make up some positions.
And Chittum and Petrie. What are they doing here? Are they
A little bit of
okay.
space between them.
Space.
That damage on that Renault is really going to hurt its top speed.
Yeah.
The hope here would be that there's a big enough gap behind that he'll be able to hold on to a top 10 here.
A top 10 in this series is nothing to look down upon. That's an achievement. All these guys are so good.
Now, what about in the back? I see Rito is in 16th. Do we still have more cars beyond that? I think McCulligan's still out there, right?
Yeah, McCulligan's back here in 18th. Looks like a lot of damage.
Oh, I thought he went in the pits, but I guess more stuff happened. Okay.
And these guys all separated by a handful of seconds. I know I saw Alton Worthington here in the pits earlier in the race. So anything he had, that car's looking pretty good. Looks like they got it fixed up pretty well.
Okay.
As that looks like Brandon Hodges coming up on Worthington as a back marker here. He's going to be hoping to get around him as quick as possible.
Yeah, Hodges is in 5th.
He just needs to have a clean race, get around this lap traffic nice and easy, and just get a decent finish.
Yeah, if he can get another good finish, wow, what a start to the season! Like a third and 4th or 5th. I mean, that's consistent.
Looks like Charlie Frank into the pits with that very damaged BMW. You see Roger Maeda with another clean car coming up on Chris Evertson. Not quite close enough to get the move done going into this turn. Couple minutes left though. He definitely has a shot.
So is that Sean there in the top 10? That's pretty good recovery from all that excitement early on.
Milburn in 7th.
Yeah, I mean, he was way back there earlier, so that's good recovery drive there.
He's got a couple seconds to Calvin behind him. He's just needs to hold on to it for a couple more minutes as Calvin, with a big off, holds on to it, doesn't hit anything. Anyway, back up here at the front. Looks like this will be the last lap.
Come on, Nick! You tuned in just at the right time.
Oh, the commentator's curse, right?
Oh,
what a
come on,
shame.
Nick Ross, Romano.
What did he do? He just looks like he just drifted his way.
That's
into the wall.
a big hit. Lost a couple positions. We have Daniel in 2nd and Griffin Stroll here in 3rd.
With a hood like that, I think he's going to lose a few more positions before this is over.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
right.
Brandon Hodges coming quick.
He's coming. Yeah. And
Yeah, he's like the shark circling. Oh, I see damage. I'm going to get you.
Yeah, the last lap, I don't think Nick is going to have anything for this, unfortunately. That car is just too banged up. He's going to try. He will try with all his might. Now, this is going to afford Reza another, provided nothing else happens. I'll switch to him very gingerly here. Okay, he's okay. He's okay. But he's out here just kind of by himself at this point.
Man,
Still
Reza is just
driving
really
hard.
something at these sims. He's like always wins or he's right there for the win. Really amazing.
Brandon fighting Nick for 4th place here. Looks like this will be the battle to watch until the end.
yes, most likely.
Nick's probably thinking, can those body panels flare to the right and left instead of up? I can make the car wider.
A quick switch to Reza as he comes across the line with a little drift
There
and the
you
flash
go.
of the headlights
Flash
for
of
the win.
headlights.
Now back to the battle at hand. Not quite close enough to get him under
He's going on
braking.
the
Oh,
outside.
oh, so close. He might have
Drag
it here.
race.
He might have it.
Wow.
Just too far.
One more lap. He would
Wow,
have
that
got
was impressive. Nick hang
What a
on to
finish.
that. Wow.
Oh,
That was a fun race. That was a lot of fun to watch.
boy, Nick's probably very angry with himself.
Yeah, it's such a small mistake too. A little bit of oversteer and right into the the pit exit.
It's such a fine line around that corner because it launches onto that long straightaway. You got to be fast off that corner. So, such a fine line between being fast and being in the wall.
As we see here, our finishing order as a few more cars come across the line.
Wow, so Daniel Michel actually had the fastest lap.
Wow, that's awesome.
Actually, no. Austin
No,
Walker had the fastest lap.
Wow.
No.
No?
Or did he?
234.
No. Looks like Nick Romano with a 231.5.
Oh, where does it say that? I don't. 251 it says. Oh.
No,
that
the
was the last lap. Never mind. Okay.
best lap.
Okay.
Yeah, 231.5. Definitely not the last lap considering the damage, but
So, Ali, we got to hear from Andy. I want to hear about that air show that he was putting on.
Yeah, we don't want to talk to Reza. We've heard enough from him.
yeah.
Well, he didn't do anything exciting. He just won the race. I really want to hear about
Actually,
what
no.
Andy did.
Actually, any of those 4 that were in there, that was pretty impressive.
Should probably hear from Andy, maybe Sean Milburn, and
Maybe Ben to hear about how it was to hold off all those Chargers right on his rear end for so long.
It's really impressive how fast some of these guys are. A lot of 232s and one 231.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Sean,
How's it going?
how was that? It looked like towards the we missed what happened, but towards the end of the race, it looked like you had a bit of damage in the on the rear end.
Oh, dude, that had been there for a while, but it only said I had 1 damage on the rear, so I was like, oh, it can't be too bad.
From our perspective, that trunk was pretty mangled.
Oh, really? Yeah, it only said I had 1 damage, so I was like, and I got hit pretty hard. So what ended up happening was we come through Rouge, lap 1, and it does the classic Project Cars 2, like you get like 2 or 3 feet away from someone, and it like sucks you into them at high speed. So I got sucked into Chris's door, and then we both went on a journey. So that was the start of the race, and then from there, I just kept driving. Ended up getting like mid-pack, and then had another incident. It was just like closing speed in the Rouge. I just was hauling, and I couldn't find a way around, so I lifted, and away I went. And that was So there's 2 accidents there. That one I surprisingly didn't hit the wall, so at least I was able to keep damage kind of to a minimum. And then later on I got punted. So I just kept driving. I was like, all right, well we're going, and there's still like 24, 23 minutes left or whatever it was at that point. And I was like, if I just put down some clean laps, I might be able to make it back up from, I don't even know how far down I got, but it ended up being okay. It was a fun race. Seemed like everyone had a good time.
Well, 7th place is still not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll definitely take that. It was fun. It was definitely fun.
Good to hear.
So, Andy, are you here?
Hey, James, what's up, man?
Hey, Andy, I think I'm going to give you your pilot's license for the way you put on an air show for us there. You want to tell us about that?
I'm not sure what happened there. It's like I started off like probably 5 seconds behind everyone, and I learned a few things. First race, did pretty good, got 6th, and then in the second race, I was kind of hanging right about the same point there and around some of the same people, and then somebody faster came through, and I'm going to forget who that was. So I was I kind of lifted a little bit early, coming off the Kessel straight there, and all of a sudden, boom! I was flying. So I ended up actually the car was still relatively straight, although I had 2 additional movable aerodynamic devices on the front and rear of the car, so that was looked kind of odd, but the front bumper going up and down and the back one going side to side, but there's not really that much slower, so I just kind of kept in it and came along. A few other people had taken each other out, so I moved back up a little bit, but had a good race. With one big surprise there partway through. I beat ended up for sure. I thought, oh, I'm going right on my lid again, just like I do quite often in these things. But I managed to keep the little orange car on its tires and finished pretty strong.
Well, it was
awesome,
a
Andy.
great...
We're flipping through the field there, and then all of a sudden, like, who's that ICBM over there? Oh, that's Andy. Oh, that's...
Yep.
That's
me.
great 10 out of 10. Perfect form. Maybe don't do it again, but it is what it is,
For sure. It. What can you do? I mean, I'm glad I could get back on and bump over a couple of sausage curbs and continue on and finish the race. That's that's what we're all about here.
Well, Andy, you get my vote for the move of the race. That made the whole race so entertaining.
I need to see what happened now, because I did not witness that.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look. I saved both. It actually happened something similar in the first race too. I was leading, and then I I think Redo came up behind me, and he expected I was going to go in deep, and I went in early to let the other two guys, that was Sean and then somebody else on the outside. I was like, all right, you guys go ahead into each other. And then all of a sudden, Redo was like, so yeah, it just, it's harder to pick up signals as to what people are going to do on the whole virtual situation. But, ended up finishing pretty good there too.
I think in real life I would have sent it up the middle there. But, the demon within me was just like, there's room and you got like 2 miles an hour on them and there's a long straightaway to go. So I tried it, but yeah, that ended up being not the right move.
That's all good. Definitely good.
Good luck next week.
We'll be back.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we'll definitely be back. We're familiar with the field, so.
All right, looks like we have Calvin. Is that correct?
Yes. I jumped in here a little bit too late. Apparently, I was watching the stream. And I was like, I figured you guys might want to hear what happened with my side as well about the air show.
Yeah. We thought that was you.
Yeah, that was.
But it sounded like maybe Andy lifted a little bit unexpectedly then.
Yeah. So from what I recall, at the top of my head, driving down the straight, he's to the right, and I'm like to the left, drafting behind the guy who's in front of him. And right before the braking zone, he cuts left in front of me, and maybe I was coming a little bit too hot already as it was. And then at that moment, it was just like I hit the brakes and just nothing I could do.
Sometimes that's just how it goes. We're racing cars at the end of the day, and things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad he was able to keep going and keep racing.
Well, it's good to hear that. We wish you luck next week. Hopefully, everybody stays out of trouble next time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, have a good one, guys.
All right, so that about wraps it up for rounds 1 and 2 of the virtual USTCC season.
That was an exciting race. Boy, that was a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what the season holds.
Yeah, if this is how we're starting, I can only imagine where it's going to go when the real points are on the line and everybody just needs a little bit more for that championship position. It's going to get interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you, folks, for tuning in. We sure had a good time. We all hope that you had a good time too, and we will catch you next time. When is the next race anyway? Thursdays? Is that right?
Yeah, it's every Thursday, about 7:30 p.m. Pacific time.
All right, fantastic. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in. We shall catch you next time. Bye now.